Henry Hill. We're in the dooryard of the rebuilt Henry House here on the field where 151 years ago, in 1861, the Civil War would begin in bloody earnest. It was here through the afternoon of that swelteringly hot Sunday, as it was in 1861, that combat would rage over this open plateau of the Henry Farm. You're here on the western slope of Henry Hill, where Union artillery would be formed and commence a duel with Confederate guns just 300 yards away on the opposite eastern slope of Henry Hill. What we have for you here today is an echo of that artillery cannonade. We have represented here a section of guns, 2 guns, from a battery. If you look to the representation of Ricketts Battery, Captain James Ricketts Battery I of the 1st U.S. Artillery, you'll see 6 guns, 6 10-pound Parrott rifles. We have a representation of just a third of that, these 2 guns representing a section, 10-pound Parrott guns named after their inventor, Robert Parker Parrott. The Confederate artillery facing the Union batteries of Captain Ricketts and Captain Charles Griffin, that was also composed mostly of Parrott guns, were somewhat antiquated 6-pounder smoothbores. But after the Confederate victory here, surging Confederate infantry assaults later in the afternoon that would overrun much of the Union artillery, the Confederates would boast of the prizes of their victory, capturing most of the Union artillery. These guns are the best guns available in 1861. They fired a 10-pound explosive projectile, either a case shot that was full of shrapnel balls or a common shell that was a hollow bullet-shaped projectile full of a bursting charge. They could also fire a solid bolt, as it was called, or a canister projectile, a tin can full of iron balls, but not very effectively from the rifled bores of these pieces. These being rifles were designed for long-range fire and could reach targets over a mile away. Indeed, Captains Ricketts and Griffin, earlier in the morning, from the fields of the Dogan Farm, would shell Confederate positions here on Henry Hill with impunity because they were out of the range of the Confederate 6-pounders of the Stanton artillery of Captain John and Bowdoin. And Bowdoin said that the Union